Oh, hi. How are you? What's going on? What's going on? I'm not going to be on camera right now, or probably not, because I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Oh, what's going on? I ain't gonna bump no more with that big fat woman. I ain't gonna bump no more with that big fat woman. Hey, Empress Bow. Hey. Ooh, girl, I'm tired today. Tired today. But I got something to say. Hey, Claudine. I got something to say. Uh, I think my computer is running slow too. It's running slow. Hi, D. What's going on? Glad you guys are popping in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really didn't think I was, contemplating. At this point, it kind of, it is what it is, right? As you wait for RKelly's attorney to do what it is of her job is to do for Mr. Kelly. But when I take time out, which is kind of slim for a minute right now, because I'm still dealing with Dakota, I came across a situation that's kind of been bothering me, but I'm gonna deal with that one like a big girl, and it is what it is. I kind of didn't get the dates right for prom and my brother's wedding, so I've been torn about that because as a mom, I should be here for prom. But then I had other promising obligations that I want to do. So that's been bothering me real deep though, y'all. But Coda Bear's like, it's okay, mom, go ahead on the go. I'm like, oh my God, really? Well, how long is the prom? The prom is only for like 3 hours and, everything closes. I've been kind of, antsy in the head about spending close to $500. And prom is only about 3 hours. I'm down. That just messes with me right there. I know it's for the kids. They're supposed to be sharp. I did it. Had a ball, had a blast, all that shit. But then I'm like, oh, what? The prom is only 3 hours. I spent $500 for 3 hours. I've been salty about that shit, but kind of had me frustrated a little bit, y'all. Frustrated, man. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, when I went to prom, shit, the prom was like 6-7 hours. After that, it was the after set. Well, unfortunately, up here after prom, it's like, okay, what's going to happen? Because we literally shut down at, 9, 10 o'clock. Ain't shit open. Ain't nothing open. So it's like I'm in my dress, I'm out my dress, and bam, it's back in the house. I'm asleep. $500, y'all. I've been griping about that shit for 2 days. For 2 days. Somehow it's bothering my soul, and I'm trying to shake it off. I literally been trying to shake it off. So I'm running a little slow or whatever, coming live and hanging out with you guys. And of course, I got my brother's wedding is the same day. So, I'm like, well, shit, I can find something to pull up in that. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't sure it cost me no $500. Hi, Angie. Hi, Jan. So I need to ask y'all, like, how am I supposed to feel about this? Because I'm torn. So now I had to have a fill-in, for my daughter, which would be my middle daughter, helping her here getting dressed and beautified up and things like that. And I have to kind of just wait for pictures. Then I put a little bit more thought into it, right? I was like, well, normally, if I was home or if we are home as parents, right, for the big day, the prom thing, right, get them all girly dressed up and manly dressed up, right? And for that moment, it's only picture taking, right? And then they're gone. They're gone. So then I'll be sitting around, pacing, wait on her to come back home safely and all those things. So, man, I wasn't ready for this one. You understand what I'm saying? I really wasn't ready for this one because I guess I just forgot to ask her, like, what day is this? Because if I had known of her day first, I would have definitely had to put off my brother's wedding. And I really wanted to be at my brother's wedding. So in a sense, I'm kind of sad, you know, a little bit. I'm a little sad. Yeah. Because I'm like, oh my God, I got two loved ones. I'm very, very close to my brother. You know, it's like my best friend too. And I kind of want to really go and, uh, shake your ass, watch yourself, show them what I'm working with. But it had me down, y'all, because I'm torn. I'm torn. What do I do, y'all? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I depend on my middle daughter, um, getting her situated and everything? And then, yeah. When you think that you're over some of the toughest decisions to make in your life, like this one has hit me. I'm thinking the rest of my life is smooth sailing. Shit. It ain't nothing smooth about this because, it's now a lot of you guys should know definitely how I feel about my Coda bear. That's my Coda bear. That's my Coda bear. So, but she keeps telling me, it's okay, Mom, Nisha be here. Nisha's gonna help, and she'll help me get the things, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, but that's Mom's job, that's Mom's job. So do y'all feel like if I go that, that she may be sad and just not going to show that she's sad? Or, because I'm going to tell you now, I'm sad. Because I don't know what, I want to be at two places at one time and I can't. She says, go, Mom, enjoy yourself. You were only going to be here, for the pictures and helping me get ready. And then I'm going to be gone for, the night. And you'll probably just be here stuck, sleep or on your live. And I think that both of us should go have fun. That's what she said, Shanquia. Do you think that that's okay? You think that that's okay? I'm trying to accept it because she was like, no, Mom, we both can go. You go, and I know how to get myself ready, and I have, Nisha be here, and so I'm trying to accept that, Shanquia. I'm trying to say okay, but I'm definitely going to make sure all of her stuff is laid out and wrinkle free and all of that stuff, and things. Yeah. Hey, beauty. What's going on, beauty? So why did I bring you guys here this early in the show? One, because I'm waiting on Coda to get out of practice. Two, I took a half a day at work because of this situation. It's bothering me. It's bothering me. So when I get like that, I prefer to not be around people. I don't want to talk to people. I get a little stubborn. That little Leo come out, like, don't nothing else matter that day. I don't want to hear about your problems. I'm not, I don't want to help you. I don't have a dollar. I don't want to do none of that shit. I just want to go and collect my thoughts. And I got home today at noon. And I really sat here and gave, collect my thoughts. And I'm trying to feel better about it. You say Don did a big chop. Yeah. Wait a minute. Don did. What you talking about? I don't know what you're saying. You got Don did a big chop. All the time, Shanquella, all the time, So we're going through the track stuff all the way to the 19th. I'm not going to say that I'm burnt out, but I feel it. Hey, 3, 1, 2. Hey. So other than that, when I'm going through some things, I really try to not stay so focused on the other big situation that brought all of us to YouTube. other than, some other people that you guys like to go and congregate with on different channels. So I won't take that away from you guys, but for me, it was RKelly's situation that gave me the opportunity to open my mouth and congregate with a lot of people. However, I did have a YouTube channel, and I was starting it off with Kiwan as a baby. And then, I don't know, I just was like, well, maybe I shouldn't put the kids on here. You cut all your hair off, girl, welcome to the Bald Head Club. Shout out for you, honey. What's going on, Lady G? Miss Green Eyes. Yeah, she's older. So I think that by her telling me, Miss Green Eyes, that mom, go have fun, because I'm going to go have fun. And I think that we both should have fun. And I said, okay, but I'm back to my story. So we all came out, everybody started having a voice. We started, a lot of people started reading the indictments and the supersede indictments. And then we started hearing theories after theories. You say bald as an eagle, my girl. I ain't got to worry about it no more. And I like it that way, honey. I love it that way. So, yeah, but I get it. We went through the trend in the air, long hair, don't care. Shout out to, what's his name with the braids? The ice, what's his name? What was his song? My icebox. Shout out to him. Yeah, long hair, don't care, whatever. And then ever since then, the trend just went crazy. Like, you got to have long hair, or you got to have this particular shape and look this particular way to be acceptable into society. And you know what I do? I would throw up the middle finger. Y'all gonna be all right. Hey, Trigger Love. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. So yeah, and we went through the supersedes. We went through learning about various attorneys that came out on behalf of Mr. Kelly. Yeah. I think that's in June, right? When is Cinco de Mayo? That's in June, something like that. Them Mexicans be crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't stand around watching them eat that corn in the cup thing with all that gook in it. I don't know. I definitely will, beauty. I will. I'm going to come on screen. Just give me a second for right now, though. But I really want to get into this, because I want to get into, your thoughts, collaborating with my thoughts about how you guys are feeling the energy right now at this point. Yes, a whole week. So we'll see. May 5th, we'll see. I'll have to send you a kite out, because we'll see. Maybe I'll bring my mom out or something. Maybe I'll bring my mom out. Hi, Yo-Yo. Unscript, what's going on, girl? Yeah. But let me get into this for a minute, right? So we've heard it all. We've seen it all, right? All the way from Derek God is coming out telling his story. Hey, Meg Love. Is this Friday? Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I just might pop up and, go and indulge myself in Cinco de Mayo. I just may. Maybe that'll lift my spirits up a little bit. In case y'all haven't noticed, I have been getting out a little bit on my Saturdays up here. I needed some air. Sometimes you got to call a time out from this, because I know that my reason and my purpose for being on YouTube, one was to support Mr. Kelly, which I'm going to always do, no matter what the situation is, because I found my agree and my disagrees based upon his, the stories that trended in the indictments and on Lifetime, or in the news and other bloggers' channels. I decided that this is the way that I'm going to go, right? However, it gets to be a little bit disturbing when you hear, people that says that they support him and they are for him and this or that. I'm a different breed, right? I believe that if it's number one, wasn't in the indictment, if his attorneys did not bring insight onto what you choose to blog on and commit a theory, conspire a theory behind it, I feel like that you are amongst those people that helps, other people, the big people, open up doors to challenge. And I'm never going to stop having that feeling. So I watched and I watched. I watched the picture painting, the collage. I watched, you name it. I watch Bookham say some things, post some things up. Shit's not even in the indictment, right? And I don't know. I just don't know where they do shit like that at. I always felt that if there's going to be an agree or disagree on YouTube on behalf of Mr. Kelly with people narrations, I always feel that you should keep the argument humbly aligned to exactly what the attorneys are arguing. So today I'm sitting and I peeped on it today, wasn't on YouTube at all yesterday, and I see the kaleidoscope thing. Hey, Miss Brown, sugar boo boo, Korea. I see her doing her thing, and she has a right to do so. But what puzzles me is watching and becoming, I guess, annoyed with the public. I don't want to say upset. I want to say annoyed with the public because there's part of the public that does not agree with her alignment, right? There's part of the public that may say, where you getting all this shit from to put this theory together. And how is it that you could put this theory together, but this is not something that his attorneys had come to court to argue on? He came to court. And as I go back to all of these, through this paperwork, I'm looking at their argument, and their arguments, some of them, if you go to Greenberg, if you go to what's his name, Farinell, if you go to, let's not forget, Blank Becker, Nicole, right? All these people, right? They went in to argue about the people that came forth and took the stand against Mr. Kelly. So they were challenging what they were saying on the stand. But as a general population, we get to sit out here and wondering if the things that you see other people post is just to be a deflection. Is it to confuse your mind? Is it to have big, technical arguments about, The arguments I always used to say, take that shit off the table, especially if you was never physically there. You don't have an argument. You don't have a stance to say, well, that's wrong or that's right. The only thing, you just nod your head at some shit, okay. Because everybody can put together a story, especially when a bunch of faces are being found and put out on the forefront of things. It's so easy to copy paste and grab cliches of tweets and quotes of Instagram and this or that, and all of that falls up under the one big word of assumption. Out of all of the bloggers that I basically kind of been seeing and posting, this is exactly where I put my mind at, because I don't let people grab my mind. I'm going to have to say assumptions. All of these people are assumptions, assumable people, because they want to tell a story. So where did the confusion, in my opinion, lies at when you're watching agree to disagrees, when you're looking at pictures and quotes and things being posted and saying that, well, I told y'all so. Well, you should have listened to me, and we got it right here. See, and y'all don't know where to look, and blah, blah, blah. And I always ask myself behind that, well, how is it that these people were able to do so, including Jennifer Bonjean, but then only get 7 charges dismissed? But those people have all the goddamn answers. I'm confused with, well, what part of those people, since they are assumingly dead on point to free RKelly, did not nobody, you mean to tell me that none of the attorneys was not interested in their stories to help free RKelly? I'm trying to make it make sense. So when I really put my thinking process on, my hat on, y'all, somebody ain't right. It's like, to me, these people are saying that none of RKelly attorneys were right for them, for him. None of them, 0, because the bloggers are absolutely right. And the bloggers put together everything to free RKelly. So I'm trying to figure this shit. I'm like, well, not too hard, but my mind do trace back to asking myself some questions. What are they saying? Are they saying that none of his attorneys, including Bonjean, did a good job to free RKelly? Because they're steady going at it right now today. I'm gonna tell y'all something that really disturbed me today. And like I say, as I always say, I care about people, but there's going to be some where I have to say, I don't give a fuck. And I stand on that. Because when I see it, I see it. And I'm going to go down the line. And it's like 3 that I seen somewhere between today and I think yesterday. I'm not sure. I didn't look at the date of it. But I saw a posting go up. And it had that whole, what's her name? LaShonda picture up, right? And I was like, well, okay, let's see what this is about. And I believe the title stated that this is the girl in the PPT. That's what it said. And I couldn't wrap my head around that, right? However, given the benefit of the doubt, a lot of people just might well come to that term that, well, okay, there's the video out there with the Ed Jensen on it from 2002 that talked about it, then you have Jim Derrick Otis that talked about it and all of that stuff, right? But I really try to understand the title, because I'm like, wait a minute, because we say, well, we're for and I support RKelly. But then there came an explanation behind the title and the picture, right? The picture's up pretty big. And it was explained as such. Well, this is for the new people that is not aware. And it went on to say that, that LaShonda is a relative of Sparkle. I have to ask myself, right? Because sometimes when some things that have already been put out there, and that that's what was one of RKelly's attorney's challenge in the courtroom, right? I ask myself, now, do we go back and we keep refreshing this? Do we keep this dialogue going so that now the new people get to have a vote on whether if he's guilty or not, when that it will disturb mixed emotions in people, right? When that this is a story that the attorney would have probably not felt the need to challenge, due to the fact that roughly it's about pushing 20 years and he had already went to trial on that. Can y'all put a 1 in the chat if I'm making a little sense to y'all? Because right now I'm just talking to y'all based off of my feelings, okay? And how some things just kind of become a little disturbing. So can y'all understand what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to just sit here and like really listen to me. I want you guys to interject. I want you guys to talk back, because when I saw that was just the thought in my head. I'm saying to myself, no, let's deaden that. Let's bury that. Let's not give any more audience another opinion about how they may feel about that, because we're trying to reduce the numbers in that area of that situation and pass on, if such a thing hadn't happened, you forget and you forgive and we move on. You know, just keep rebirthing that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck? But I read the title and it kind of blew me away. It did. Because I'm like, well, what exactly are you saying? What exactly are you saying? Are you what are you saying? That's all I was saying to that one, right? It caught me as a shocker. And you know how when we think, Black folks think, when you're thinking too hard, you get the rubbing on your chin. I don't have a beard, but I was like, what in the hell? I'm a soul believer, not only with RKelly. It could be my uncle that I dearly love, or it could be a cousin that I dearly love. And some things may have happened. I'm not the one that's going to keep resurfing it just so that you can have some awareness about it. It's gone. It's dead. It's dead. So I immediately put my skates on and rolled on through the rest of the YouTube, right? And I see the kaleidoscope got her thing going on. And I'm not sure whether if she is being concisely humble or annoyed with the people or whatever the case may be. But all I know is that the puzzle that she continues to put together and the charge of what they placed upon Mr. Kelly was the enterprise and racketeering. I don't know where you from, people, but where I'm from, when you rocking with someone, you don't feed a bunch of pictures and information out there to open up the door for the bad wolf to come along and want to pull someone else in for interrogation or a minor or infraction of an investigation. You just don't want to do it. No matter how bad you want to solve a situation, you just don't do it. It's almost like a catch-22. Her expressions may show that, and for RKelly, but the demeanor of it can say otherwise to the public. Thank you for that information. Oh, we didn't know that person was involved. Well, maybe we can get that person in here too and twist that person's hands up and then threaten him about locking him up, and he's gonna get on there and talk and tell and do some things. See, it's a catch-22. When you think that you're doing right, it can also be doing wrong. So you have to, in my opinion, meet RKelly's situation in the middle, because it's sensitive right now and anything can go, anything can blow. When in doubt, just because you want to run a story with your propaganda and your pieces of the puzzle, The best thing to do is to shut the fuck up. I can't say that any more clear than just saying shut the fuck up, but these people just can't do it. They can't do it. There's a rule out here that says that don't make the person that you support, attorney's job, harder than what it already is. She picked her fight. Jennifer Bonjean fight is miscarriage of justice. She's coming at it with the laws. Now, some people may say that or I may even say that, which I think is a great tactic. I do. The law is big, and there's many ways of going towards your ops with saying that, you violated this law and you violated this law, no matter what interesting details that the prosecution brought out to share with people, allowed those females to come on the stand to share with people what is Bonjean fighting for. Do you really think that a lot of people is sitting out here oblivious to the thought that there may be some things? There may be some things. There may have been a particular type of discovery or something that she felt that I could not fight. I don't want to fight it. What I am fighting is how they used it. When did you get it? Why didn't I get a copy of it? There are all called infractions to the law. But you have people that continues to want to show the public a bunch of detailing information. You steady want to call out, and this is not directed to anybody, but it is one of the major quotes out here. They set him up. They set him up. Jennifer Bonjean is not fighting the fact of whether if Mr. Kelly was set up or not. Okay? Now, I'm going to take y'all back somewhere because I don't own the rights to the video, but I got to take y'all here to express a point, because there's part in this video, and I even was saying some things about the blogger in this video, as is entertainment, but I had to go back a little bit, right? And I just listened to him here and there, but today was one of those days because I had remembered something of what he was talking about, right? I look in Mr. Kelly's situation, and basically you could break it down like 5 or 6, maybe 6 top ways of situations that occurred to him, right? And a lot of us know that Mr. Kelly been out here a long time. He's come across a lot of people in his lifetime, I'm sure, right? And through his lifetime, it's no different than you and I's. Some good things happens, some bad things happens. But I had to go back to the fact of Shabazz As Is Entertainment. Let me see if I can. I just want y'all to hear this part, because there is a part about what he said was authentic, and it was, in my opinion, correct. And then there's a lot of stuff that was mumbo jumbo, and it's because, I don't know his world. I don't know who he met. He's put videos and stuff up about a lot of detailing information, but I think it was because of maybe his accent or his era of time, and there's a lot of things where, he talked like he's got that New York shit, like, okay, you full of shit. A lot of people think of it that way. Let me see if I can find it right now. Let me say this why I'm saying this. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Yep, hold on. All right, give me about 15 minutes. Hang out for a minute. Yeah, I know. I'm coming. But yeah, she's talking some it's cold out. You running the damn winter all the time. Just give me a minute because I wanna do this. I wanna go here, right? I think this is it. And I have to and he talks about, his conversation that he had with Jennifer Bonjean that was on Twitter, right? I even read it. I even read it. Shabazz showed an interest in Jennifer Bonjean when he was having the back and forth with him with her on Twitter, due to the fact that he did not like pretty much how she was operating as an attorney. He had torn feelings whether if she was prepared to fight um, this type of time in our culture era, the Black culture, right? Felt that she didn't really understand it because Jennifer Bonjean had said some things that he didn't like in court. It didn't align to how he felt that it came out. And that's when, something was mentioned about the roaches, all that stuff. So he took that shit personal. However, he did say something that really caught my thought and process. And I have to ask the chat, right? And this is nothing because I'm gonna rock and ride with Bonjean and RKelly because that's who I came. So there's no folding with me, regardless of the fact. But he mentioned something aligned to that Jennifer Bonjean only knew how to fight this case basically with book knowledge, right? And that may be true. She's good in the appellate court. And from what I've been seeing out here, the numbers are pretty high on voting that she pretty much gets down in the appellate court. Okay. So when I keep replaying this of what Shabazz was saying about Jennifer Bonjean, of how he felt that RKelly mistakenly had picked another wrong attorney for him as well. And she's not getting down with dealing with the situation as, how our culture would normally do, and not go strictly by the books, is what he was saying. That maybe she, probably should have not stuck totally to the book. But when I go back and I read some things and the dockets and things that was written up by Jennifer Bonjean, I can also see her stance in it as well. See, there was some fights that I truly believe that Bonjean felt like not necessarily fight. And one thing about an attorney, you don't go in and fight using your weakest power. You kind of got to let some of those ride on by, you know. You wait, and if there's a battle at the end of the road, you set your stage, it's chess, right? And then come out swinging at the end. So I have to say that in conjunction to how Shabazz had felt at that time when he started, having his back and forth with Jennifer Bonjean. And you have to let a person do where their strength is to do. But there is something else that caught me when he said that a lot of people that was around Mr. Kelly, and there was a lack of witnesses or people that should have been there for Mr. Kelly. And we all saw it, which was not many. It really wasn't many. And I always felt that he needed those people. He needed people that knew exactly who was on the stand to contest to a lot of things that these females were saying. But however, that would have been challenging because the prosecution plays dirty and they know how to say things that will trigger an answer out of people that you just don't want that answer to be note taking on in the docket, right? You just don't. So, but he says that during the fight, and this goes back to Canick or Nicole or Farinella or Greenberg, you know, all of these attorneys that he went through. As each one of these Jane Does took the stand, I think that there was very minimum of sufficient evidence stated from the defense team to say, no, I object. We have this right here, except the time when it came to, what is it, Jane Doe, was she 6 or something like that? The F Faith Rogers, you know, they brought that doctor in and they had, Jennifer Bonjean had that she has gathered up much of what she can do. But somewhere I feel, in my opinion, that there was just a little bit of lack thereof. There should have been a lot of more of a debate and a lot more of this. And then I understand the fact that the defense team was just not having that a liable time slotted. This case needed so much more time. So much time. They just whisk right through it like it was nothing, you know, like it was nothing. And that saddens me because I really do believe that Mr. Kelly would have had a lot more charges, if not all of them, pretty much dropped, if there was a bigger hole enough and that allowed them enough time to dig and have the people that was there for him, or to get up there and rock and roll and do their things and call out a lot of things that did not happen accordingly to how the prosecution was stating that had happened. So I do think that when it comes to the civil rights, that Jennifer Bonjean will wrap it up in a bag, especially after finding or the information about who's been granted immunity and why, and what did they receive for it? Why did the government allow so many people to take this stand, to say so many things about them, when the only thing that they had to prove factual against Mr. Kelly was something verbish, just verbal. I heard, and she said, or I was with him over in New Mexico, and we did this, when in fact that doing a lot of these text messages is a solid proof that you may have came and brought your behind over there, but Mr. Kelly apparently didn't show up. Okay, so I look at all of that, but how many of you guys remember when Shabazz was saying this? And this disturbed me, right? Because I could not even, and I get it. Let's talk about Nicole. I can't even understand why Nicole, at some point, this is just my personal thought. I'm sorry. Why in the hell was she not brought up on some type of goddamn charges? What happened to the fact that where everybody's saying Nicole meet up with Azrael or and things like that? The rumor has it on the Shabazz has on the street, and I'm gonna say it. When it came to the freaking emails and stuff, I kept asking myself, is it really about the emails, or, you know, or is this what really made Azrael mad? Even though this ain't nothing in an indictment that his current attorney, Jennifer Bonjean, would be arguing about. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I just be having those questions for me because there is a story out there, and we'll never get the truth of a story because none of us was there. But he says this here.
I'm not going for that. So I got to go get Frank. and tell Frank that I'm trying to get to Luigi and tell him what I want Luigi for. And then Frank goes into the sports bar and translates what I want to say, simply because Frank is white and Italian. There ain't gonna be no questions asked. But nevertheless, it's Shabazz who wanted the information. And let me tell you something before you even go left with me. I did that before. You understand? I did it with the Gambinos.
Now, what he's talking about is saying he's talking about Bonjean. He's talking about how, the culture and this or that. And he just felt that Bonjean just did not dig in the right places to find the truth to free RKelly. And let me let y'all finish.
Nah, that don't make me a big shot of nothing. That means I used what I needed to use in order to get the job done. Bottom line. And I knew damn well I wasn't walking up nowhere talking about I want to talk to the Gambinos. Even though the Gambino's son wrote me from a federal institution and told me what to do and talk to his father and gave his father the forewarning. The problem with that was the people who stood in front of Gambino at first wanted to make sure I was who I was, and they still want, I forgot the word that I'm looking for, but they wanted to, there was a barrier in between me and them. You understand? This is like, I give you a better one. You just can't get to Russell Simmons. You're going to go through 5 or 6 assistants before you get to Russell Simmons, because they're going to take you through all types.
And then I want to point out something once we get through just this little part.
It's legit. When you finally get to Russell Simmons, Russell's going to say, yo, that's just their job, Shabazz. Don't even take it personal, but you got to me now. And that has happened as well. You understand? So when you come at Jennifer Bonjean, it's kind of like similar to that. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, because some things I can't put into words because they are just feelings. You dig? It's something that you just understand. And that was the understanding with me and her. So with that being said, this is not personal, dog. This ain't personal against her. This ain't personal against RKelly. This is me giving you the information that was found. And let me tell you something else. And this is going to sound similar to something that some people may have heard. Black people always say, we don't produce poppy seeds because there's nothing in America where we can grow poppy seed plants on. This is true. That's in Colombia. That's in Dominican Republic. Those are in places that we don't have, we have access to, but we don't have the farms there. We're not making the guns and shipping them into America. Someone else is making it. You understand? So with that being said, it's like when I went for this information, I don't own a telecommunications company. You understand? I don't. The people who have access to these files that go way back, they don't work for me. I don't control them. So I say that to say to you, there are many people who have the links and the bits and pieces of evidence needed to help RKelly. The problem is Jennifer Bonjean don't know how to get to him. And instead of coming off of her high goddamn horse and listening to a little nigga from the streets, she walked her ass into that courtroom and she lost miserably when she could have had it a whole different way. She's never going to tell you that.
Now, let me stop that there, because you're listening to, like he said, his feelings, right? And he came at her with the approach by saying that there was some things out there that would have helped Jennifer Bonjean. And I'm sitting back here and I'm listening to him say that he had chose to remain the middleman, right? He also has his credits going up where he took time out to go to the cigar bar with all of those men that were down there, right? And do his filming with RKelly and those guys that was singing that one song, right? And you would think that a person like this, in my opinion, humbly, that had an opportunity, a chance of a lifetime to be in the presence of Mr. Kelly, doing filming, learning him, being entertained by him. You'd have made your choice on how you felt about him then or how you feel about him now, right? So as I watch him play that video, and of course, I guess he's in the background doing the filming and everything. My first question was like, okay, were you there as RKelly friend, acquaintance, or just to get footage for whatever magazine or entertainment that it is that he does, right? I got torn between that shit. So to go about 5 more minutes into this video where he talks about Jennifer Bonjean and how he was able to make the right connections and find this and get that would have helped him. But he says he talked to Jennifer Bonjean. Now I'm torn. You got whether if this was your friend, your guy, or just someone that you got yourself on the inside to provide entertainment information to the people. I don't know, for your magazine. Because if it was that easy for him to obtain certain information to help RKelly, I got real puzzled about, well, why would you jump down Jennifer Bonjean's throat about not doing a job the way that he thought that it should be done, but yet then include the fact that, well, has she dug in the places where I was digging? Just send it to her. It was just that easy. Not poke the bear, make a judgment call on her career because of some things that didn't sit well with you. So by him not saying, you know what, I'm going to send this to her anonymous and let me help her out, because there's no reason that these people should be frying RKelly the way that they did. He chose not to. He chose absolutely not to. I don't know what, because she was a white woman. I don't know. Because she didn't fit in his era of culture. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, or because there probably wasn't any money in a return in a thank you envelope. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if there was an offer on the table for $100,000, then maybe he'd have said, well, here you go. I don't know. But he chose not to. He's gonna let her just do your work yourself. He looked at her as being, well, you the high paying attorney, or you've been to all of these schools or whatever, and I'm the broke Black man out here. What you gonna get me for? It probably ended up that way. I don't know. However, this is what made it so confusing with Shabazz. And I'm gonna take y'all to what's confusing with that other boy over there that's doing his live, right? And these people just don't get it. There's a story that you can tell without making it about you. See, we listen to Shabazz with stories after stories after stories, but in conjunctions with his stories, it was about how he was, how I was trying to get it. Who the hell do I know? And y'all don't understand. So that was the deflection and the confusing part on what to believe about Shabazz or not. Now, let's go across the street over here, because there's more to this video. But I just rather not play it, because I'm not that person that just wants to keep bringing and resurfacing things that can open particular doors, okay? But let's go over here to this guy right quick who's doing this live. And I'm listening to his presentation, and he's playing this, and I'm doing, I'm like, and at the end of damn near every paragraph, it's something about him. And I keep asking myself over and over and over and over, how do you take a story in which you're trying to allegedly support the person that you say you support, but at the same time, you are entangled with it on a buildup about something personally in your life? Turn a light on it. If there's going to be the support for Mr. Kelly, then pretty much the whole narration to me, and it's just to me, like I told y'all, this is an in-feeling story, and I don't usually have in my motherfucking feeling story. But we're in this story that I want to hear about you. Where? And I told y'all, We're the wrong damn people for you to be telling. There is absolutely nobody in none of these boxes on these channels that is Mr. Kelly's attorney. So I can't understand the fact of how you equate anger, annoyed, or whatever to anybody understanding about what you are trying to put out. I can't calculate that shit. And I've been trying to do so for the last 3 damn years, y'all. I kid you not. I told y'all. You told us what? Ain't none of us up in there fighting for Mr. Kelly. So what are you so pressed about an individual's understanding? And y'all just don't get it. Because I did such and such and this and that. I look at one of them go off and the end of the commercial behind RKelly is something about a motherfucking Oreo stuffed in cookie dough. The fuck? What are you doing? Are we going to, are you going to finish? You know, what's going on? Was it him? Was it her? Was it him? Was it her? And then they get sarcastic with it. Ain't my fault, y'all don't understand. No, you mean to say that it's not the attorney's fault that they don't that's not understood? Because we're not, and we can't go up in there and free RKelly. So you want to be pressed about some shit, and you want to be annoyed about some shit, be annoyed with his attorneys for not bringing you and sistering and brothering in to take all of the disclosure and researching that you done to the height, and put a goddamn award around y'all motherfucking neck. Thank you. So it got very, very decapitating bullshit is what, it's like, what the fuck? You annoyed and you people are stupid. That doesn't make us stupid. What the fuck are we supposed to do with your story? Oh, I think that everybody was supposed to fall in line, get inside of their box and says, we love you. Good work. Shout out to you. For doing what? For doing what? Propaganda, allegations, conspiracy acts, theory acts. The fuck? They do that at? This boy over here, mind you, this boy over here, and Mr. Kelly has been under investigation for how, apparently, and allegedly, how long? 2017, 18, or somewhere. Well, if you knew what you knew and kept it all some big ass secret over there, then it is very easy for me to make allegations in a hypothetically analytical view on him by saying, you're the reason why he's in jail. See how easy that's done? Who in the fuck comes out at the end of the terminal to say, see, this is why I never said anything. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. I told y'all, I knew who was behind such and such and such and such. Why in the fuck did you not relay this shit to RKelly so that he can have a strong fucking strategy for defense? Or a stronger one, I guess I should say. So who you heard this shit from? This is what I'm asking Bookham, right? I'm talking to the TV. Because this shit will make you go fucking nuts out here. I know I don't talk to a TV unless I'm yelling at it, for some other period. But what is it that makes him feel that there's an award for him for holding in all of the factual details about who was involved and how this is going to happen? And I told y'all it wasn't this and this and that. He know because he been had the information about a damn Cash Jones. I been had it. Well, when did you have it? Did you have it before the phone call with RKelly and Cash, or did it happen after? When did you have it? Because I think that the information that he has about Cash Jones and her and ifs and then was and how it was and if it's going to be stories, wouldn't that would have been something that RKelly should have been on his toes about? I'm just asking for a friend. How is it that all of these people are aware of what was X, Y, and Z, but the Homeland Security came and got RKelly? That how? Make it make sense to me, because I just don't get it. What took Kaleidoscope this long with all of her pictorial, eventful picture frames over there? Yeah, you mean to tell me that none of those people was brought in based off of her dialogue? Well, why not? Why not? Because she's the promised land. That's just my opinion. You mean to tell me that only the people in the box are stupid people? Y'all don't understand. The people who was not trying the case. I'm really, really desperate to know if any of her work made it to L1 of RKelly's attorneys. They didn't need to be in our hand. Shit, we could do with them. That's crazy as hell. Y'all stupid, ain't my fault you don't understand. Shit, I don't think you understand. And it wasn't a goddamn thing that we could do about your goddamn color pictures. You're mad at the wrong people. You could have took the whole promised land of pictures right on over there to Bonjean, just like how Shabazz. He could have sent whatever he had if he felt that he really was out there to help RKelly. Send it to Bonjean to work with. Send it to Candy. You talking about need some charges for withholding information. These niggas need charges. They withheld all the information that the free RKelly. That shit crazy as hell to me. You know, that all they set out here and done was point fingers. It was that person, 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 that person. And all I'm reading in this damn paperwork is something about Jane Doe, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. None about them, all that damn shit that they. Oh, I'm like, okay, y'all doing the damn thing. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Yeah, I don't know. Shit crazy. They ain't going after, the big people. They'll talk about it. They will touch on it. But for the simple fact of Mr. Kelly losing bundles and oodles of fucking money, who was taking it? Who took it? Put together a dialogue or something like that on why you feel that those people should become of interest. Do that. Do that. Bookham only has a fucking story about fucking Don Russell in the goddamn bank account and this over there. What did you locate where Cheryl Mack and all them other people names was on that man's home? Go and grab the interviews with the people with what's the guy name who robbed his house over there in Atlanta, because he didn't take that shit by himself. He was the only one arrested for it, but he had other people with him. Go find those people and bring them on your platform. Do interviews. We want to know why the fuck did he rob RKelly's home? And you best believe probably inside of RKelly's home, because everybody has their theory about where a fucking tape came from. Did it come from Sparkle? Did it come from Lisa? Did it come from the other remake of what's his name, Michael Avenatti? Did it come from the man who broke into his home? Where did it come? Where did it come from? Ashanti? Did it come from this person? Come from that person? All these fucking goddamn theories. It's because nobody really technically knows. I put the story together. Is LaShonda Lanfair actually really Sparkle's daughter, other than the fucking niece? Just kept putting the stories after stories after stories out here trying to figure out where it come from. If that nigga can't tell you the promised truth out here, that he don't know. He wasn't there. He wasn't there like he said, does he know of RKelly and been around him? Of course. We see the pictures. The reason was what was you there for? What were you there for? Yeah, I'm on my way now. I'm leaving out. But all right. Yeah. Technically, I'm not supposed to be there to 6. So I'm on my way. Sit tight. Yeah, I know. Bye. Here I come. I'm just saying, they just put all of this stuff out here in the air, to just mind boggle every single body in the boxes out here. And it was just crazy. It was just crazy. And one thing for sure, because I got to go get Coda Bear right now, I might come back later on tonight if y'all still want to talk and vibe. I don't mind doing so for a little while tonight. So, and it's helping me get my thoughts away from the other situation. So I appreciate all of y'all coming in and vibing with me. You know, I don't know the truth. I don't know. I know what I choose for my heart to believe. And that's all that matters to me. And everything else, I ain't never gave two fucks because I was not going to sit out here and allow other people to prove who they are, what you doing. Why? I ain't giving a fuck about that shit. Come out here to get entangled in no stuff like that. Be who you want to be. You ain't who I'm supporting. Yeah, I can come back. I can come back. I ain't got nothing to do. And this is therapeutical right now. This is therapeutical, it is. But I'm gonna go run and get her. Take me about 10 minutes, then I'll be back and I'm gonna get me a bite to eat. And I'm gonna come back and sit and chill with you guys because I like to read over some of this stuff. I even started reading those text messages like, hey, yes, the exposure was good. It brought highlights to showing that, there was more to RKelly's situation. I think that when it comes to a debate thing about it or whatever, it's like right now, since Jennifer Bonjean, I believe tactic is going at the miscarriage of justice for RKelly at the appellate. I think that it can use more arguments out here about that, not about who was Jane, Sonia, Tanya, Felicia, and it's just, I don't know, just inconclusive fucking evidence, not fucking irrelevant right now, whatever. But that one caught me. It's like, wow, like, are we telling the people for sure, like, this is the girl on the PP tape or whatever, or maybe I just mixed message to me. It's a total miss message to me, Well, it's like, oh, okay, we rebirthing that, huh? Okay. Okay. And then I go over here and you hear him talk about some things of what he done found out in the Cash Jones and the Cash Jones and the Cash Jones this, and then they end up, but I knew and I've been holding on to this stuff. Yes. Y'all, I'll be back. Let me go get Coda. Talk to y'all in a minute.